Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Nurul Anisya. In this video, I want to tell you short story. The title is A Worn Path by Eudora Welty. The character Phoenix Jackson, the grandson, the hunter, the attendant, the nurse, the shopper. Theme. The main theme in A Worn Path are racism and duty versus love. Racism. The other characters look down on Phoenix due to her age, race, and class, demonstrating their own cruelty and intolerance. Setting. The setting in A Worn Path, a short story by Eudora Welty, begins on a wooded trail in southwestern Mississippi on the Natchez Trace, and later moves to the town of Natchez. The story takes place in the winter of 1940. Orientation. The Phoenix overcomes obstacles as she walks along the path. And conflict. The main problem in A Worn Path was the long, dangerous journey made by Phoenix, an old woman faced with the challenge of taking care of her sick grandson. Her grandchild swallowed in and required meditation that was to be fetched from a distant town. Resolution. When is the resolution? The story is resolved when Phoenix decides to get her grandson a paper wine mill, then head home by way of the trail. Racing action. The racing action begins after Phoenix faces her first obstacles, which makes the racing action the longest part of the plot in this story. Climax. The nurse gives Phoenix the medicine for her grandson. Falling action. When a dog startles her, Phoenix falls into a ditch. A hunter helps her up and tells her to go back home. Phoenix picks up a nickel the hunter drops. Phoenix continues her journey and reaches Natchez. At the doctor's, the nurse asks about Phoenix's grandson. Plot summary. A Worn Path is told the third person of point of view, in which a worn path follows an elderly African American woman named Phoenix Jackson as she ventures toward a town. The story is set in Natchez, Mississippi during the Great Depression era. As Phoenix journey along the Natchez Trace, she periodically encounters many obstacles, including thorny bushes, barbed wire, and a large dog, among others. She meets a hunter pocketing a nickel that he drops, and lady who ties her shoes. The story concludes with Phoenix arriving at the town, having completed this journey yet again. Her motivation for having done is also revealed as the laments how her grandson swallowed damaging his throat from the reaction. She tells the nurse supplying the medicine that the damage to his throat never fully heals, and every so often his throat will begin to swell shut. It is old Phoenix's love for her grandson that causes her to face the trial of the journey the town every time it is necessary with no question asked. Moral message: race and class in its depiction of the journey a of an impoverished black woman in Mississippi. A worn path explores the realities of race and classes in the South at the time when slavery was still within living memory. The depiction of race in the story is not simplistic. Okay, I think that's all about the short story. The title is A Worn Path by Eudora Welty. Thank you for your attention and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.